Well, hello, hello, hello. What's going on, nobody? Just quickly posting. Give me a sec here. Okay. Ooh, wow. I can't spell apparently. HTTP, I put it in as HTOP. Yep. Spelling is hard. I'm very bad at it. That's okay. And then that, and bam. Okay. That should do it. Alright. Happy Tuesday, nobody. Mobius Y here with another Stellaris Console Edition stream. So, if you are watching this on YouTube after I have uploaded it, my name is Mobius Y. Feel free to subscribe to the channel for more Stellaris Console Edition content. I upload my streams that I do at least once a week on Tuesday nights. If you would like to come by and watch one of those streams live, check the links in the description below. You'll find one to my Twitch channel as well as to the Discord that I made where you can pop in and talk with other people who also play Stellaris Console Edition. It's more for Discord for my those who watch my YouTube channel and whatnot, but lately the focus has definitely been for Stellaris Console Edition, partially because there's quite a few of us that really like playing this game. I know I really like playing this game. Sometimes I put it down for a few days, and I jump back in, and it's like, I should play this again, and then I just play it for 3 days straight and give up on sleep. It has one of those kinds of effects. And also in the description, you'll find a link to my Twitter feed. It's a good way to follow me and stay up to date on news, upcoming projects, and it's the best way to get in touch with me as well. If you are currently watching live now on Twitch, I thank the both of you for coming by and watching at the time of the stream. You can find me on YouTube. It's very easy to locate my channel. Simply search Mobius space Y. The full channel name is Mobius Y Canadian Gaming. And yeah, you'll find more videos there for other stuff, some things that I don't really do anymore, and can kind of get an idea of the types of videos that I like to put up. Anyways, enough babbling. Not all the shameless plugging is done. Let's jump back into our Newt stream game. I do believe we are 150 years into the game at this point. So let's have a look-see where we're at. I'll admit, I kind of forget. I've been a little bit busy with my Iron Man game lately. Okay, our research agreement ran out. We have an inactive building. Oh, yeah. It's on all these primitive buildings for this. This used to be a tomb world, I'm pretty sure, and we... what's the word? We terraformed it. That's right. Okay. So, if I recall right, we queued up another planet to get colonized, did we not? I seem to recall us doing that. Maybe not. Maybe I'm on drugs. We should check out our civilian ships. Do we have a colony ship? No, we do not. That's fine. Okay, so... What happened in the last episode? Not a huge amount. We were simply seeking to further find inward perfection. Unfortunately, this awakened empire... Well, sorry, this fallen empire awakened. So, they could be a problem. In the meantime, we are just going to keep on keeping on. We still have... How many habitable worlds in here? We still have 2 habitable worlds in the fact system that we can colonize. An 18-tile desert world and a 15-tile desert world. Or sorry, desert? Arid. I want to say desert. pretty sure desert is our preference. Yep, looks like it. So we can keep colonizing in that system. Probably carry on with that. Definitely want to turn one of these systems in here into a choke point. Either this one here in Doria or in Keakaro. And probably just a backup one in this Cantharum. Could do one there now that we have a frontier outpost. Let's take a look-see. Cantharum. Did we terraform this already? I think we did. It's a 25-tile desert world now. Unfortunately, it has no special resources like Betharian stone. No planet modifiers. Still a good world, though. Still would be a good world to colonize because it's 25 tiles. That's nothing to scoff at. If I recall right, Erimidon is also a 25-tile world, or pretty close. Right, 22-tile desert world. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll colonize these two smaller worlds in the fact system, then we'll colonize Cantharum, and what we'll do is we'll turn Cantharum into our choke point system. We'll build up some military stations in there, so we're definitely going to take a look at those and design some for... Whoa. Okay, reptilian stations look pretty interesting. We'll design a couple stations for the sole purpose of defending ourselves from said fallen empire. Need to double check which one are they? Where are they? Enlightened monarchy? No, that's not them. There they are. Awakened ascendancy. They are the xenophile types. Right. We can offer to sign their proposed galactic peace treaty. If they accept, they will protect us, but we will be unable to conduct independent diplomacy and wage wars. We will also be required to ban slavery and purging. Have you come to sign the treaty? You know what? We can make them like us just a little bit more if we simply go into our policies. And where is it? Slavery prohibited. We'll just change that really quick. And displacement will change temporarily. Just for a little bit. Okay. And they should dislike us a little bit less now. See, there we go. Now that their opinion just shot up by 20 points because it was at minus 20 because we had a slaver policy that allowed enslavement of non-citizen species because we're fanatic xenophobes, if I do recall right. Or sorry, fanatic pacifists. We're still xenophobes, but you get the idea. Okay, let's see. Still got our patron of the arts. Okay. So... once we finish up this second spaceport in the fact system on Factception, we'll go ahead and colonize the 18-tile world, and then we will colonize the 13-tile world after that. Let's see. Fact Secundus has finished its construction queue. We have heritage sites. Okay, so this is plugging along kind of nicely. We've got 2 more sites for building science labs here, so we'll probably do engineering labs. And mostly, yeah, it looks like we'll do mostly science labs on this planet. We definitely need more power plants. I know that. This will still have food. We could use just a little bit more food. Not much. We don't need much more. But first things first. I'll tell you what. So we'll put this guy down here. Do a basic science lab there and there. Upgrade those to biolabs as soon as we get a sec. We can already upgrade to a planetary capital, though. So, really should do that. Then we could get the Hypercom's form up and running on that planet, finally. Alright. Let's upgrade this mining network. We want to make that a grade 4 mining network before anything else, I think. Now, if I recall right, we are going to get rid of a lot of our hydroponics farms. We might have to keep most of them still. Or, sorry. The plan was we'll get rid of some of our hydroponics farms once we get... What? Oh, here. Yeah, traditions, you goofball. Once we get these last 2 traditions on under the domination tree, we have no more need to generate unity. So we're going to get rid of our hypercoms forms, our art monuments, and our hydroponics. Well, not all of them, but several of our hydroponics farms. We'll still keep things like our paradise domes, even though they generate unity, because they're still very good for improving happiness on a planet, which also, in turn, increases overall production, which is always good. So that'll be pretty good. And the other thing, too, we'll put this guy on the Frontier Clinic.
Construction complete.
The other thing, too, is that we'll build orbital hydroponics farms on a lot of our spaceports to compensate for the fact that we're getting rid of a lot. We're not going to get rid of all of our hydroponics farms. We're just going to finally upgrade some of the ones that we do have right now, because they're all still grade 1. We have not upgraded. I don't think we've upgraded a single hydroponics farm on any of our planets. Doctrine, Armada battle formations, gene banks, rare technology. You know what? We're going to get... yeah, let's get gene banks. It's pretty quick. That's a short one. 17 months. Almost done Ascension combat simulations, which is pretty good. Upgraded computers for our combat ships. Upgraded physics labs would be pretty nice. Let's see. You know what? The quantum destabilizer would be great for our military stations if this awakened empire decides to attack us. Let's see what else we can do. Let's jump into the ship designer. Did we get the sentient combat computers? No, we did not. Okay, so let's do sentient combat computer there. And the cruiser will get a sentient combat computer. So will the destroyer and the corvette. Now the sentient combat computer on the cruisers is pretty dang good, because all combat computers give cruisers a fire rate bonus. The advanced combat computer gives them a plus 10% fire rate bonus. But the sentient combat computer, plus 15% fire rate bonus. Pretty decent for a singular upgrade. It's pretty much another upgrade, just like if you completed the Supremacy Tradition tree, because that gives you a 15% fire rate upgrade. On battleships, it's pretty good. It's pretty good because the advanced combat computer already gives them plus 10% weapons damage. However, with the sentient combat computer, not only do they still have that weapons damage bonus, but now they also get a small 5% fire rate bonus as well, which is pretty cool. So what do we have? Do we want to change this? I don't think so. We'll keep the plasma cannons, gauss cannons, stormfires. Yeah, we'll leave that as is for now. We're not in a panic to change anything. I'd say this is acceptable. There's no flak on the battleship, which is all right, because we've got flak on our destroyers and our cruisers, and that should deal with most strike craft. Meanwhile, our corvettes have neutron torpedoes as well. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll want to start worrying about building up our fleet now. However, we don't have much naval capacity to work with. But that'll change once we colonize a few more planets and we start building spaceports on them. Okay, so which planet was bigger? I believe it was Fact 5 was the 18-tile world. So we'll go ahead and prep to colonize. And we will colonize from... Oops, sorry. Where is Fact Prime? There we go. Okay, so let's move this... Whew, where's a good spot to put this? I don't know. This seems alright. Right here. Fact Tertius. We'll do that. Okay, let's continue. And I need to get a construction ship up to Kentarum. We'll want one there. So go ahead and enter orbit.
Construction complete.
Now let's follow along. What's going on Ethiar Prime? They're building a power plant. Interesting. Okay, Fact Secundus. We're going to upgrade these to biolabs. There we go. And then we will upgrade the planetary administration to a planetary capital. That will allow us to get the hypercoms for them, etc., etc. Now we get the mining network 4 on this planet. And that'll be all the currently used mining networks. Now this planet has a boatload of mining networks that we can upgrade. Also a little power plant. Interesting. Okay, so first things first, let's upgrade all the mining networks because we would really want to start raking in these minerals. And upgrading all these won't be a huge difference, but it will improve our overall minerals production. So we'll upgrade all those and then upgrade this power plant. And then we'll just queue those power plant upgrades and leave it at that for a while. Okay. 13 months, 12 months left for mega engineering. Let's see. We did get Defender of the Galaxy. Yeah. I think we want... Jeez. This will be tough. This will be tough. I do believe we last discussed what we were going to get for our final 2 Ascension perks, and I was leaning towards getting Galactic Wonders and then Master Builders, but I think we should also get Galactic Contender. That'll give us plus 33% additional damage against Fallen and Awakened Empires, which would be pretty dang good. Okay, so construction is complete on this planet. Let's build a basic science lab here. Move that guy onto it. That'll work. Okay. Now,
in progress.
Factception should be done as spaceport. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's... There we go. Now let's go back to the fact system and we'll prep colonization of Fact 4 Alpha. First things first, we can disband that research station once we've started colonizing this spot. Okay, so let's do it off of Factception this time, just for funsies. Actually, that's a bad idea because there's a lot of upgrades on Factception, so that'll take a while. Let's just do it off Fact Prime again. We'll move this guy. Let's put him here. This will give a bonus to the 3 adjacent tiles, which are all empty, so we can put whatever we want. And we're going to call this Factually. Oops, I can't spell. There we go. Okay, so once we've started colonizing that, then we can definitely colonize Kentharum. And we'll be on our way. Let's check out Factception again. We cannot upgrade the reassembled ship shelter just yet, which is okay. And let's go back to Factus Secundus. How we doing? Getting the planetary capital now. And then this basic science lab, upgrade to a physics lab. We're looking good. There's quite a few hydroponics farms on some of these older worlds that we'll be getting rid of. Some of them don't really have any, though. Latium Prime, we'll keep that one. Any of the hydroponics farms that actually had a pretty... actually have good production because they're on a tile that already generates 2 food. I'm going to say at least 2 food. We'll keep those farms. Others we'll get rid of and replace with something else. Like these 2 here, this one, both of these are sitting on tiles that give us 2 minerals. So we'll get rid of those farms and put mining networks down on them. And I think for these other 2 that only produce 1 food each, we might be able to get away with getting rid of them and putting down power plants. Probably going to kind of have to do that anyways. And then McGruber doesn't have any hydroponics farms because I guess I'm insane. Priestess Tredagit has died.
Construction complete.
I don't need to recruit a new one now, do I? Crown Princess Takalanex is the new heir to our empire and will take the throne when the current ruler dies. Fact Prime is done, so let's upgrade the physics lab one more time. How are we looking? Government. So we've got King Trokagzeg. Terraforming and and tile blocker clear time. Ooh, battleship focus. Okay, that's good. So for the time that this king is ruling, we have a reduced cost in battleship build costs. We need to take advantage of that, and we're going to. So we're going to start building our hydroponics farms, our orbital hydroponics farms on our existing spaceports. Then we'll do a battleship assembly lab plus crew quarters and engineering bay. Okay, so orbital hydroponics farm, and then battleship assembly yard, crew quarters, engineering bay. All right, and then we'll do it the same thing here. Orbital hydroponics farm, battleship assembly yard, crew quarters, engineering bay. Oops, whoa, too far. Orbital hydroponics, battleship, crew quarters, engineering bay. Orbital hydroponics. This will improve our food production because right now it's actually in the red. I don't know if you noticed. So it's a good thing we're doing this now to combat the big demands on food that we're having at this current point in time. Engineering bay. All right. And then Menchib Prime, same thing. Orbital hydroponics. Battleship assembly yard. So in 84 days, so in just over 2 months, less than 3 months, our food production, it won't necessarily skyrocket, but it'll definitely go up a decent amount because this is several space stations that we are doing this in. And now we're in Fact Prime, so you'll see the same thing here. Battleship assembly yards, crew quarters, engineering bay, and then battleship back to Secundas, same thing. So that's a good, about a dozen or so space stations, or sorry, spaceports that will suddenly get hydroponics farms. So that's a good 30 plus food production that's going to suddenly pop up. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so 10. So about 30 food production still. Yeah, I was correct. I thought it was about 12 worlds, but just 10. That's okay. Excuse me. All right, there goes the little colony ship, moving into position to colonize our new planet.
Colony established.
Colony established. All right, so that is Fact Tertius, and we need to build that autochthon monument. Absolutely. Stick this guy on it. And then, you know what? I think it would be a good idea to quickly slap down a basic hydroponics farm here because it's already generating 2 food on that tile. And we'll also put down the frontier clinic to help with the growth speed on this planet. And let's queue up the spaceport. I don't know what kind of spaceport we've been going with throughout the game. Kinetic or missile? Bit of a mix between kinetic and missile, it looks like. I'd rather we did kinetic or laser, really, but that's okay. Oh, we should do a basic science lab on this tile as well. That'll be good. Okay, so put this guy down here. Research complete. What do we got? Gene banks. Good. Okay. Now, let's see. Galactic campaigns for cheaper war demands. That's not a bad one. This early on. Yeah. We'll do that. 38 months.
Construction complete.
Alright, what do we got? Fact Prime, you are done your stuff. So that tile gives 2 food. Alright. Let's take a look-see here. See, now our food has just jumped up. Plus 26. Interesting. All those orbital hydroponics farms are done. So we instantly went from the negative to plus 26 food. Alright, what can we do here? I think we'll put this guy on this tile. Start building on that basic science lab. And also, while we're at it, let's go back to our older planets. and start upgrading some of these hydroponics farms. Not all of them, but some of them. Just the ones that we're going to keep. So that way the ones that do not have the upgradable symbol on them, I know to leave them, and the ones that do, I'll know I can get rid of them. Like this one here. This one's really productive. Oh, that's because it's right next to the planetary capital. That's why. Okay. Yandu's Prime. How about this one? No, we can do minerals there. That we want to keep. Tell you what, why don't we keep all 4 of these? There we go. That'll work. And Menchib Prime. Ooh, there we go. Keep this one.
Construction complete.
And this one, no. Alright, how we doing? Fact Secundus. Okay. Upgrade. Energy. Oops, no. Wait. First things first. Hypercomms Forum. Yes. Definitely want. Then Energy Nexus. And Frontier Hospital. Because that will start to give us Unity. So actually, we should do the Energy Nexus last. Once the Frontier Clinic upgrades to a Frontier Hospital, that'll improve our Unity production. The Nexus will simply give us more power, which we definitely do need. But let's get that extra little tiny point of Unity first. Okay, and then let's take a look. Menchib, we're going to get rid of that farm. Ooh, what do we got now? Quantum Destabilizer. Okay, that'll actually be really useful. Ooh, Tachyon Lances. Yes, please. Oh, predictive algorithms would be okay. Jump Drive, that'll be good to have, but we'll probably never use it because that would just encourage the unbidden to spawn right on top of us or, you know, somewhere in the galaxy. Let's do Tachyon Lances. We definitely want those. That's a 60-month project done in 5 years. That is not bad. I will take that every time. Okay, how about this hydro farm? Oh, definitely. Look at how productive it is. As for these other tiles, I don't really know what we can do there. We have an energy nexus, but not a lot of power plants. This world's already producing a decent amount of minerals. I think we could get away with putting more mining networks on it, though, because... I mean, we'll be getting rid of the art monument and the hypercoms forum. We could replace those with mining networks. Maybe we should just do more science labs. So I'll put a science lab here. Yeah, we'll do that.
Construction complete.
Okay, and then Fact Prime. This hydroponics farm we'll want to keep. Oops. No, actually, we don't want to do that now. We got more things to upgrade before that, so let's go upgrade. And this wants a physics lab, correct? Yes. Generating extra physics on the tile. And as a matter of fact, it was Fact Prime that gave us the construction complete notification. So let's do that, and then we'll upgrade this hydroponics farm. Now, Fact Secundus.
Research complete.
We already queued things up here, so we just got to wait a bit. Okay, what did we finish? Mega Engineering, done. Okay. Now, we'll want living metal. Kinetic battery would be fantastic. So would Newtonian materials. Let's get kinetic battery, though. 37 months remaining on that. 2 more weapon types we'll want on our... Well, maybe not the kinetic battery so much. Okay, upgrade this hydroponics farm. I mean, kinetic battery is not bad. Could definitely put it on... Whoa! I don't know what just happened. Oh, you know what? All the spaceports finished their stuff. Okay, hydroponics farm 3. So this hydroponics farm we will replace. Probably with a power plant, because Menchib Prime produces crappy minerals. Okay, so all of these spaceports finally finished their stuff. Okay, so let's double check on Fact Tertius, Factception. This one we can do an observatory, hydroponics, and then... Oh, wait, we need a level 6 spaceport, so let's wait for that. Okay, so now Factually is done, so we're going to go ahead, queue up the spaceport on that. And we'll move this guy. Do the Newtonian monument there. Move that him there. And then we'll do the Frontier Clinic on the tile with the one extra society research. Because we'll put a biolab down on this one. Okay, cool.
Construction complete.
So, yeah, that'll work. Now, we will want to... let's see. Which planet finished? Kaiser Colony. Okay, so which hydro farms did we upgrade? Okay, this one, and this one, and what else? I think that's it. These other three we're going to replace. Yes. Actually, well, hold on a second. Oh yeah, this planet produces crappy minerals, so we'll want to replace these 4 hydroponics farms with power plants, actually. I just realized that. Which is fine. It does seem like it would be a good idea to replace them with mining networks. And normally that would be the case. I would totally agree. I would totally go for that. But we have that planet modifier, which reduces our minerals output on that planet. So I don't want to build any mining networks. Okay, Latium Prime is all done. Okay, how much longer for our next tradition? This is taking quite a bit longer than I expected. I fully thought we'd be done all 7 Ascension Perks by year 150, which we are past. Mention primed. Anything else to upgrade here? Negatory. Okay. So our food production is getting up there, which is good. That's what we want. Alright, so which system is closer to Kentharum? Both MacGruber and Kaiser. So any of our very first planets will work. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at Fact Prime, which just finished a construction queue. And we will upgrade... should I upgrade the physical? Well, we'll upgrade the hydroponics farm first because it's actually being worked on right now. So we'll get those benefits right away. It's got a grown pop on it. Now, Kentharum. We are going to colonize you from Kaiser Colony. Look at all these tiles that can get wicked bonuses. Oh, you know what? Let's put it down right here. Kentharum. We'll call it Kentharum Central. Because that makes sense, right? I can't believe it's already been half an hour in the stream. Crazy. Feels like no time at all has gone by. I mean, I guess not much time in-game has gone by because I keep pausing the game.
Construction complete.
See, I've got a strong feeling that if this Awakened Empire gets mad at us and they come for us, they're going to come down through this part of the spiral arm. So I still think it's best if we reinforce that. Okay, we got the basic science lab, we've got a basic hydroponics farm, and the frontier clinic. So as long as we keep track of the pops growing on them, and they're growing on the tiles we want them to, I think we'll be okay. Peace offer between the Savix Cast Remnant with the Great Kundan Coalition. Oh, really? The Savix Cast Remnant apparently crapped on the Great Kundan Coalition and made them... They cleansed a planet. Ooh, over in Sarak, wherever that is. I don't even know what system that's in. Glugobder. Glugobder. A great planet name. Let's see if we can identify where that system is. I don't see it anywhere.
Construction complete.
Oh. Is that it? No, that's their vassal. Anyways, that's enough. Yandu's Prime is finished. Okay, so we can upgrade these 2 hydroponics farms. Oh, these 3 hydroponics farms, actually. We'll keep those, that's fine. This one we will change over to a power plant. It would be... If it wasn't for this planet's modifier on this planet as well, I'd put a mining network because it has 1 point of minerals on there. Okay, you need to be on the Frontier Clinic. What are you doing?
Construction complete.
Silex, is this multiplayer? Negatory, I'm playing by myself. This is my single-player stream game that's been going on for a couple months now. There's always one ongoing stream game that I only play during live streams. These guys want to give us... They want to give us 7,900 energy credits for no reason. Okay, thanks. You're pretty cool. Maybe it's because they want us to...
Construction complete.
Oh, now what? Okay. War declaration. The Valdarian mediators declared war on the Neighborite Covenant. Okay, so the Awakened Empire is going to war with the guys right next to us who don't like us. Okay. These guys want to form a non-aggression pact. That's fine. I kind of wanted you to do that anyways, because the option to do so was here when I looked at the communications log. So with them being so nice, let's give them back a little bit to make them like us a little bit more. Temporarily, of course. When they get a favorable trade deal, it doesn't last forever, the positive opinion that it creates. Trade acceptance 1. Oh, that's cool. Okay, well, let's make it more amenable for you guys. Apparently they don't need minerals. What about food? Do you want food? Nope, apparently you don't want food. Apparently there's not much we can give these guys to make them increase the likelihood that they will... Yeah, they don't want to do a research agreement. That's a little silly. Alright, screw it. Let's just give them these minerals for a little while. We'll give them extra minerals per month for only 10 years. And we'll give them an instant transfer. About half of what they gave us in energy. There you go. Why don't they like us very much? We are rivals with their allies. We are repugnant still. Our ruler is still repugnant. And of course we're xenophobic bigots. Oh, they accept this gift with gratitude. Oh, well, you're welcome. Okay, so what do we got going on here? Let's upgrade this power plant. Absolutely. And that leaves us with not much else. And let's just upgrade the science labs. We'll start the physics labs. We want those producing physics science. Physics science is good. Help us get those tachyon lances a little more quickly. 46 months for those still. 25 for the kinetic battery. Okay, now fatception. We need that battleship assembly yard, crew quarters, engineering bay. Okay, now, while we're at it, MacGruber, battleship, 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 and battleship. Please and thank you. Okay, now we need to upgrade this spaceport. There we go. And then factually, 1 more month, or 2 more months, and then that's done. That's still what? That's still a ways away.
Construction complete.
Oh, look at these tiles. These are pretty good. So we'll do a basic science lab here for the 4th pop that grows. Ooh, what do we got? What do we got going on? Hydroponics farm 2. Oh yeah, we can upgrade that one. Definitely worth it. And then we will upgrade. Don't know what we'll upgrade that into. Maybe an engineer. We'll upgrade some engineering bays on these empty tiles that have nothing. But before that, let's finish off this hydroponics farm and this power plant. Get those to the highest tier first. Then we'll fill in this tile and these 2 empty ones over here. We'll put more science labs down, make them engineering bays. Here we go. Domination. Let's see. Tributaries will give you an additional plus 10% of their income. Subject integration. Ooh. Okay. Subject integration influence cost reduced by 33%. Let's go with that one. Doesn't really matter because we have no subjects or vassals right now. And for our last tradition, 75 months. We should have our colony ship arriving to colonize Cantharum 2. Oh, there it is, as a matter of fact.
Colonization in progress. Construction
There we go.
complete.
Factually has finished its construction queue. Good. How much are these guys, like how quickly are these guys growing? 1.79 per month. Oof. It's pretty quick. Nothing crazy, but pretty decent. I'll wait for the kinetic artillery to finish before we really look at the military stations. But the reason why I went with that quantum destabilizer is because it's good to put on things like a fortress. It has a negative impact on enemy ships and by reducing their fire rate 15%, which is actually pretty decent. Okay, so how badly do we go in the negative? Oh, geez, all of our battleships... Okay, that's how badly. All of our battleships just finished construction, and now...
Construction complete.
We are in the gross negative for energy already. Althea Prime has finished its construction queue, so let's upgrade that power plant. And then we will upgrade this to an engineering facility. So we'll fully upgrade this engineering facility before we move on to start building the science lab in the next tile. Yandu's Prime. Okay. Let's just sit and wait. Man, I can't wait to get rid of these hydroponics farms on the planets. That'll be helpful. That will improve. Once we get rid of a bunch of them and replace them with power plants, that'll help with our energy problems. Of course, you know what else would help? If we get galactic wonders and build a Dyson sphere.
Construction complete.
Hmm? Oh. Sorry, I was going to read this out loud, but I had ice cubes in my mouth. I've got a feeling we're going to see a War in Heaven event, which I have never had happen to me before. Ancient rivals, the return of the Valdari to the galactic scene has not gone unnoticed by the other fallen empires present in our galaxy. The Savix cast, in particular, appear most agitated at the news. It seems that these two precursors are ancient rivals, and though the reasons for their rivalry has long since faded into history, the sudden reawakening of Valdari mediators has inflamed old animosities and triggered a counter-reaction. The Savix cast reclaimers have roused themselves from their slumber to face their old rivals, with the whole galaxy as their battleground. What will this mean for us all? This could be cool. Yep, there we go. Two awakened empires right next to each other. I have a feeling we're going to get the communique going. Hey, which of us do you support? Things could get very interesting. Okay, so where is our... Okay, the second Void Skulkers are in Kaiser, which is good. That's kind of where we want them. So let's get our two construction ships over to Kentharum. We're going to need them there once we design our military stations, which we should probably do right now. Actually, hold on. How much longer for kinetic artillery? 14 months. Or sorry, kinetic battery. Once kinetic battery is done, absolutely. We're going to design some military stations to better defend ourselves from the Valdari mediators in that direction. I'm definitely worried about the Savix cast reclaimers coming from the other direction as well, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. It looks like both the Mintaka system, which already has a frontier outpost, and the Yarek system would be good locations, or even the Zorak system. Those would be good locations. Oh, here we go. Tharagon would be good. because there's nothing in there. There are no... I have no mining stations in there. I have no orbital stations in there, I should say. Okay, so I think Farragon would be the better place to do it. And then over here we got Yarrick. And the reason why these are good systems is because coming in from the western part of the galaxy, they have to cross through one of those systems, either Farragon or Yarrick, depending on which part of the spiral arm they come through. They come through. If I had control over these systems right here, Ginnigan or Brynnis, those would be even better because they can't come to us through. Actually, they can't. What? Oh, never mind. Yeah, they can. They can come through here. So because these actually have hyperlanes that connect to each other, we can load those up with military stations and essentially make them choke points, where if their fleet comes through, we force them to jump in on a specific military station. Ideally, you want that military station with the subspace snare, which forces any enemy ships jumping in to jump right next to that space station. You ideally want that in the middle of the system, right next to this to the star, because that puts them in the middle of the system, and in order for them to hyper jump away, they have to travel to the edge of the system where you'll have more military stations. It took me a while to figure out that is far more efficient and far more effective, and I felt really stupid when I realized that I was doing it wrong, putting a subspace snare station somewhere on the edge, because they could just jump into that subspace snare, destroy that one fortress, and then jump right back out without engaging any of the other ones. What you want to do is put it pretty much right where this frontier outpost is, if you can put one there. And that's where you want your subspace snare, because then it pulls them into the middle of the system, and they have to, they'll deal with that fortress because it's attacking them, and any fleets you have right next to it, and then they have to fly to the edge of the system where you'll have a small ring of more defense stations in positions as well, and those will engage them once they reach the edge of the system, trying to jump out.
Construction complete.
So that's what we're going to do. If we can get those subspace snares up and running, and we can predict where, or we can move our fleet in position. Yeah. If we position them right so that they're in behind the enemy fleet when the enemy fleet jumps in, they can actually do a significant amount of damage before the enemy fleet gets its spinal mount guns. Colony established. Oh, perfect. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we need to find an empty tile, and let's do this one. I'll talk the monument. Move you down here. Is there a tile with society research? Amazingly, no. That's insane. A 25 tile world, and there's only 3 tiles, sorry, with science, and none of them are for society research. That's pretty nuts. You don't see that often. Okay, so we'll put the Autochthon Monument there, and then the Frontier Clinic will be over here. The next pop that starts growing, we'll just have to double check and make sure that it's growing on, so that it shows up next. And then we'll be okay. Okay, so let's go back through our newer... Oops. Well, I guess we're going to go back through our older planets too. Check out our newer ones while we're at it. We're still in the negative for energy credits, but just barely. It's not a good sign. Okay, Fact Prime. Yeah, a Dyson Sphere would be pretty awesome right about now, really. Let's see. Should I build more power plants on Factus Secundus? I think so.
Construction complete.
I think that would be the wise thing to do. Oh, okay. I was not paying attention. Lost track of Factception. But we can now upgrade the reassembled ship shelter. That'll give us access to the heritage site. Upgrade the Autochthon Monument to a heritage site. We'll put an energy nexus down on this tile with the lone thing of energy that the tiles generate. And then we will put a Paradise Dome probably down this one because it's generating 2 food by itself. Actually, no, this one right next to it, because that has 3. I didn't see the little 3 at first. So we'll put the energy nexus and then Paradise Dome right next to it, and then we can start building up some more power plants, probably on several of these tiles that are only producing one food. That'll mean replacing a couple of these primitive farms, which I'm totally okay with. And then we'll worry about minerals a little bit later. Right now our mineral production is still pretty good. Okay, so Fact Tertius. Our 5th pop is just finishing up. Factually. Got our 4th pop just finishing up. That's fine. Okay, so we're going to move this guy over to the Frontier Clinic. That's where we want him. And then the next 2 pops, we got 2 pretty good science tiles already. So let's put basic science labs down on these 2 tiles. And then we'll just leave those the 4th and 5th pops to grow on those 2 tiles once the time comes around. So we've already got several planets that are pretty good colonizing candidates, I believe, still hanging around. Here in the Eurymedon system, we've still got that 22-tile desert world. It used to be a tomb world, but we terraformed it. Now we've also got this one, Bagial 4, 24-tile desert world. I'm pretty sure we terraformed that as well. We've got Pithage Mog, which is already here from a semi-sentient species. Oh! I'm only just now getting the automated curation algorithms for the auto-curating vault. Unbelievable. I need that. Actually, do I? See, this has our empire producing plus 10% monthly unity, and the building itself produces 10 unity as well. So, like, it's good. But let's take a look here. 47 months for that research to complete, and it's 62 months for our next tradition to be picked. So we'll only get like 15 months, actually less than that because I have to build the structure too. We'll only get about 15 months of use out of the auto-curating vault. But you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. This doesn't feel the least bit efficient to me whatsoever. I think we should get nano vitality crops instead so that we can upgrade our hydroponics farms. Even, actually no, selected lineages. I don't like selected lineages. Huh.
Incoming transmission.
Yeah, I think I went with the wrong pick there, but I'll just stick with it. What do we got? We want to trade star charts. I'm going to decline. Trading star charts is not something I like to do. Can I move?
Construction complete.
No, they still have their borders close to us. I was hoping that getting these this xenophilic... Ooh, what the... Wow. Okay, I actually did not know you could do that. Primitive buildings can be upgraded. I did not know that. Okay, now that we have the planetary administration, we're going to, first things first, heritage site, and then we do the energy grid, and then we do the Paradise Dome. There we go. Okay, so let's get... Oh, who do we want to take off their buildings? Well, let's move this guy, and then we'll move this guy too, because those guys aren't really doing much of anything on those primitive structures. And then what can we build after that? Let's see. What else should we build after that? Let's replace this. We'll build a power plant right next to... There we go. Okay, so put you here. There. Now let's, we'll just leave those alone. Yeah, we'll leave those alone. We'll put this guy here because we'll replace that power plant as well. Or, sorry, replace that with a power plant as well, I should say. Alright, how much longer for kinetic battery? 3 months. 2 months now. Month rolled over just as I was looking at it. Okay, so now that Kantharum Central is being colonized, I think we can get rid of this frontier outpost. Disband. There we go. That should improve our influence gain by about half, so that's why the number didn't improve at all. Which is fine. How many frontier outposts do we have? It says we have 5. Not sure if we need 5 anymore. Well, maybe we do. Got some pretty big gaps between some of our planets. Like this one in Paunia might be fairly necessarily. Beta Aquile. I'd say that's kind of unnecessary now, actually. Of course, it could be to combat some of these guys of the borders from our neighboring empires as well. So I'm going to have to leave a couple of them. All right, kinetic battery is done. Giga cannon is available. We got superfluid materials for our top-tier engineering facilities. We also got kinetic artillery, which is the upgraded kinetic battery. And of course, there's still fusion missiles way down there. Poor fusion missiles. How long would it take for living metal? 63 months. See, living metal would be good. Megastructure build speed plus 30%, and it would increase our natural monthly hull regeneration. It would give our ships plus 2% natural monthly hull regeneration. But you know what? Kinetic artillery, we definitely want. 61 months for that. 63 months. Roughly the same. Giga cannon, 73 months. Oh, man. How long for fusion missiles? 7 months. But yeah, kinetic artillery is what we want. Okay, so now the kinetic battery is done. We're going to keep the game on pause for a bit here. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to change defense platforms to have... Well, they'll still have the big sensors. What we're going to do is we'll give them proximity mines. And let's see here. Hangar station sections, I guess. And we give them advanced bomber wings. Sure. I like the sound of that. Crystal infused plating. Crystal infused plating. Okay, now we do a 0-point reactor in the... One in the large, one in the medium slot, I guess, eh? No, I guess not. Both in the large slot. Okay. And then hyper shields, and hyper shields. I think that'll do it. Probably not going to use too many defense platforms, though. Definitely going to want to use defense stations and fortresses. Probably more fortresses than anything, I would say. Okay, so let's edit this one. Tachyon sensors. And then we're going to do shield dampener. Definitely. Okay, so this one. Let's do some heavy station sections. Well, they already were heavy station sections. I just didn't realize it because I'm dumb. Kinetic battery. Up the yin-yang. Okay, now. We have 4 sections, so we'll do crystal infused plating on 2 of them, and shield capacitor on 2 of them. And then 0-point reactor, 0-point, 0-point. And another large 0-point, and then a whole bunch of hyper shields. Actually, this one will have to be another 0-point. Okay. Yeah. 2 things of 0 points and 2 things of hyper shields. Looks like the way to go. We'll just we'll do armor on these 2 small locations. This thing still has 25-20 shields, so plus 100%. Okay. So if we put this could be just on the edge of the range of other stations, and it'll hit them with kinetic battery on the way out of the system. This will just be a cheaper alternative to one of the fortresses that we're going to design. Okay, so this station, this is going to be the snare station. So we want a whole bunch of medium sections. Why? Because we're going to put some flak artillery on. So Tachyon sensors to increase tracking. This needs the subspace snare, and it's going to have the quantum destabilizer. So the two things that affect the enemy ships is that they're going to have a reduced fire rate of 15%, and with the subspace snare, it's going to drag them in, and they're going to spawn right on top of this station, pretty much. So, plasma cannons would be good, but we do need to definitely take down enemy shields. So we'll do a mix of 2 plasma cannons, 1 phase disruptor, and 1 flak artillery in each section. I don't really like using phase disruptors. I will be the first person to admit it. But in this case, you can't put neutron torpedoes on defense stations. So in those instances, sometimes, yeah, I'll say screw it. Let's use phase disruptors. I wonder if I should do crystal infused plating on all these. It increases the HP by 3,000. Which is pretty sweet. Huh. Ridiculous shield regeneration or an extra 3,000 HP? Can't really decide. Let's do the extra 3,000 HP. I like the sound of that. Don't get me wrong, putting 4 shield capacitors to pretty much triple the rate of shield regen is pretty good. Okay, now our large slots will mostly need 0-point reactors. Actually, this whole section will just do 0 points. And then we still need a couple in large slots, okay? But we definitely want to put on some large hyper shields in these slots. That'll work. And I think the rest... we'll do 2 more mediums of hyper shields, and then the rest we'll just do armor. There we go. And then once this armor gets upgraded, it'll automatically adjust this, the design of this station as well, so that the armor increases and it will be more armored. It'll go up from the 53% it currently has. Not too bad. Okay, so we'll save that design. Now that we have the subspace snare fortress, we need another fortress. We need the long-range support fortress. Yoink. Lorod Kluven class? Yeah, that'll work. And this one is going to have... Let's see... We'll do a nanobot cloud and shield dampener. Actually, no. Not a nanobot cloud. We'll keep the quantum destabilizer because that's a good one. And a shield dampener. So these fortresses, which will be on the edge of the system, which any fleets will have to get past at least one in order to jump out of the system after being snared into the middle of it. These fortresses will have mostly long-range weapons, so they'll attack from afar. We'll just put nothing but kinetic artillery on them, or kinetic battery, if you want to call it that. And, crystal infused plating, yippers. I kind of wish we had the crystal forged plating, but I got a feeling that we did not get the chance to get that. Okay, so kinetic, ooh, let's do the power. Let's do the power after the weapons. Ooh, not a Stormfire. What are you doing? You're stupid, Moby. Okay, kinetic battery, kinetic battery, kinetic battery. Okay, and there we go. So, these have a range of 100. So, on like the outermost ranges of these fortresses, they should be able to hit fleets that are trying to leave the system and jump away. And continuing further into our core worlds. Okay, 0 points. Up the yin-yang. Now let's put those hyper shields down just to get a general idea of how much more power we need, if any. We shouldn't need much. But we can do one more thing of hyper shields, and I think that's it. Yeah, we can do a small hyper shield. Big deal. Okay, durasteel armor on everything else. Sure, that'll work. Why not? Maybe. Actually, you know what? Let's try something. Hyper shields. And then we can do these two as hyper shields as well. Okay, so this one has way more shields, obviously. We can do that one hyper shields as well. So it's all hyper shields except for that one little thing, that small armor thing on the far left. So the idea behind these fortresses is they'll be on the edge of the system, like I said, and they'll have their kinetic battery to attack from extremely long range as at any enemy fleets that try to leave the system. So if we weaken a fleet sufficiently enough where one of these awakened empires comes in with their combat fleet and we kick the crud out of it, but we still lose, they might be weakened just enough where it's when they try to leave the system, one of our fortresses just finishes them off with its long-range attacks. That's the hope. Whether that actually happens remains to be seen. So let's just back out of that ship design. So it's the Lorad Fikren class is the one with the... Oh, Christ, I forgot the name. What's it called? The subspace snare. And then the Lorad Kluven class, that's the long-range one. Okay? The long-range support one. And then the other ones, we got the little tiny defense platform, which is just bombers, which we're probably not going to build anyways. And then the smaller defense station, which only has 4 kinetic battery on it. That's the Lorad Falder. Okay, I think I got an idea. There we go. Lorad Fikren, subspace snare, Lorad Kluven, long-range support. Okay. Now, the problem with fortresses. Let's take a look-see. Build a military station. We need the Lorad Fikren class. 1523 minerals to build this sucker, but monthly maintenance of 5.37 energy every month. They're not cheap to maintain, folks. Okay, so let's... yeah, we could put this bad boy down right on top of the star. Because why not, right? Boop, there you go. And then the other construction ship... You can build a Lorad Kluven class. Well, maybe not yet, I guess. Largely just want the same... Okay. Maybe we can game the system. I doubt it. But we're going to try anyways. We'll see what happens. I guarantee only one of these will... It will only allow one of these to build a military station. Once one starts, the other one is going to be like, nope, can't do it. At least that's my guess. We'll see. I think we gamed the system. We got 2 military stations right next to each other when we shouldn't be allowed to do that. Cool. Okay, really still needs to improve our fleet big time. We could use... I think I could use some more corvettes. What do we got going on? Gintharum Central. All done. Okay, good. So, alright. Well, we'll just leave you be to grow some more pops in the meantime. Fact Prime. I don't know what to do with these last few pops in this instance. How are we doing? 52 months for our final tradition. Yeah, that's still a ways away. So that auto-curating vault, it's going to... I do believe it's the upgraded Hypercoms form, if memory serves correct. So we'll upgrade that. It'll give us like 10 months of use or something like that, whatever. What's going on here? The Great Pyramid. The science team of the observation station orbiting Pithage Mog have not reported anything substantial in a while. That was until a young scientist stationed on the facility sent in an encrypted message blaming her colleagues of misconduct. The crew have reportedly descended upon the planet and proclaimed the chief scientist as a deity to the locals. Not only that, but they also made them construct a holy monument in his honor. The resulting pyramid now stands on the planet's surface, the locals worshipping it and presenting it with offerings. Recall the team and scrap the project. Hope our interference was not noticed. Take a gamble and hope for the best. The civilization on Pithage Mog are thrown back into the previous age. Oh, wow. And the Pithage Mog observation post is dismantled. That's crappy. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Let's just take a gamble and hope for the best. Oh, see? I knew it. I knew it. Resources have been refunded. Ah, son of a gun. Okay. So we're going to... that was a waste of money now. Okay, so we're going to disband. So as soon as the one military station got finished, the other one got canceled. So we can't build them on top of each other. It'll basically tell us to go F ourselves. Alright, so let's do a Fickren class right on top of the sun. We're going to recall that construction ship. You can leave. Go back home. Kentharum Central, we need you to build your spaceport. Why didn't I start that sooner? Also, factually, how are you doing on your spaceport? Getting there. So we'll just queue up the observatory and an orbital hydroponics farm so that that's ready to go. Now, this one, observatory, orbital hydroponics farm, battleship assembly yards, crew quarters, and engineering bay. Okay, and then factception, this one's done. Okay, let's build up a few more corvettes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we'll go back to McGruber and build another one. 12. There we go. Okay. That'll give us 60 corvettes in our military fleet. There's not much we can do with the military fleet unless we get into defensive war anyway, or unless we get in a defensive war, because as soon as we move it off of one of our spaceports, we go grossly in the red on energy credits.
Construction complete.
Oh, there we go. First wave of corvettes is done. Look at that. We're in the negative now just because of a bunch of corvettes getting spawned in. The Great Pyramid. After our non-planned interference with the locals of Pithage Mog, we can conclude that it didn't turn into a disaster. The people have settled into the idea that the Skyborn one was simply a myth. No religion or anything worse did come out of the pyramid's construction. The locals now use it as a breeding ground for intellectuals who study its construction. Out of all this, we can gather much valuable data on the rise of logical thinking among primitive life forms, even when they are faced with extraordinary events. Cool, we got 80 influence, which we don't need because we're still full on that, and 250 society research. Cool. So, since we have so much stuff going on, we are going to... Where the heck is the... Oh, that's right. I was looking for the Spirit of Science Planetary Edict, and then I just remembered. Oh, wait! That's a materialist thingy. So let's do propaganda broadcasts. And, what's another good one? Production targets. Capacity overload. Capacity overload on this one. This one can definitely be production targets. And this one can be... probably both. And propaganda broadcasts. And Latium Prime, let's just do propaganda broadcasts. Sure, why not? Leave it at that. And improved production on a few of our planets. Not by a huge amount. Enacting those edicts,
complete.
That's part of the reason why I feel it is kind of... In some ways, it's kind of better, in my opinion, to specialize planets. You use an entire planet for one specific thing. Okay, so the Kluven class... Jesus! Can't build anywhere near that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so here's where we'll start. They're probably going to travel to this part of the system, so we'll start with a Kluven class there, and then we'll move on and build more military stations. Okay. So then we do one here. Okay, and then build military station. Next one will be over here. This is going to put a pretty decent hit on our energy production. Probably a good 50 or so. We're going to want to work on that. Yeah, I can't decide. Galactic contenders would be great for the extra damage to awakened empires and fallen empires and whatnot, but man, could really use Dyson spheres right about now. Or, well, a Dyson sphere, I should say. Build military station, Kluven class fortress. And we can stick one more right here, nestled nicely in that cleavage. There you go. Look at that, a perfect hexagon. Or near perfect one, anyways. Can we build any more on the very outskirts of the system? No, we cannot. Ooh, what do we got? Asteroid sighted. Our deep space tracking arrays on Cantharum Central have made an alarming discovery. A large asteroid is heading towards the planet on a direct collision course. Should it impact the surface, the consequences would be disastrous. It must be destroyed. This is an ill omen. Oh boy. No, don't evade hostile fleet. Oh my god. Brutal. Okay, we're going to have to send our ship to go take it out. So we're going to be losing energy for this whole time, and we're not going to be building our military stations either. Look, we got all the time in the world to take care of this thing. Look how slow it's going. Oh boy. Alright, we have an unemployed pop because I got careless and forgot to build these science labs. First things first, we'll build this one here, upgrade it to an engineering facility right away before we build the additional ones. Alright. I can't believe I've gone this far into the game and I have not had the auto-curating fault. I feel really dumb. Factception has completed its construction queue. Good, okay, so power plants, please upgrade. Oh, can we upgrade the science lab as well? Yes, we can. You are going to be a physics lab. Might as well do that. Get some more science out of this. And ooh, here we go. I wonder if the battleship's already upgraded to tachyon lances. I hope so. Nope, they still have particle lances. We're going to have to change that. Oh, there we go. Just got 1,000 minerals for destroying that asteroid. The asteroid that was approaching Cantharum Central on a collision course has been destroyed. With their doom averted, our jubilant citizens on the planet have taken to the streets in celebration. A scan of the remaining fragments has also revealed that the asteroid consisted largely of valuable minerals. We have collected what we could. Excellent. Okay, fleet. Please return to
Construction complete.
Whichever spaceport you were at. Alright. Okay, now we need to do this. Battleship assembly yards, crew quarters, engineering bay. So that's factually, so that's done. Now do we have a spaceport here yet? No. Tertius, you're finishing up, and Factception, you're done. Okay, good. So that leaves... Ooh, which one? We're supposed to go to ship designer, battleship. Can't upgrade? Why not? Oh, we don't have tachyon lances yet. Duh. Moby, you dumb. How much longer for those? 6 months. That's fine. That is fine. Okay, our fleet is making its way back.
Construction complete.
Ethior Prime, okay. Engineering facility. we can get it upgraded to a grade 2, and then we'll just build the basic science labs on these 2 spots and upgrade those to engineering facility grade 2s as well. Alright, how are the other planets looking? Fact Secundus. Well, we got this guy here. You know what? Let's just go ahead and build a hydroponics farm. Screw it. Why not? And then Factception. We already queued up your stuff. Fact Tertius. Oh, we can upgrade to a planetary administration. We're going to put this guy on the energy, the tile generating energy, because we're going to need an energy nexus right away. And then this guy, we're going to replace this hydroponics farm with the Paradise Dome. This guy can move to the tile with 2 engineering science. Okay, factually, we can upgrade on factually as well. So let's just go ahead and do that. I'm not going to bother constructing buildings for these 2 pops, now that they've grown in. Let's just go ahead and upgrade the reassembled ship shelter. That is far more important because we can get the more advanced buildings right away. Closing in on the hour-and-a-half mark. Already been an hour and 20 minutes. Wow, tonight has just flown by. It's pretty crazy. Okay, now that the asteroid is destroyed, this dingle-dongle can come back and build a military station. We need a Kluven-class fortress, please and thank you. Okay. Stop talking, advisor. I'm going to put you on pause. There we go. And then we build a Kluven. Right there. And then we do another Kluven class. Right over here. And then we've got one more. Ooh, that's a bit far out. I had it perfectly. Right in there. And then Kluven class. Right in there. And then Kluven class. Once again, nestled right in the bosom between the other 2 space stations. There we go. Okay. Back to our perfect hexagon of military stations. And actually, we can get our other construction ship to move over here and get in position to go ahead and build in the Farragon system. So, enter orbit, please. Okay, now we've already got Ethior Prime. Upgrade to an engineering facility grade 2, and then we'll do these 2 science labs. Oops, not a synthetic. Whoa, cancel that. Not a synthetic. Did not mean to do that. And continue. Let's do production targets on this planet. Enchib Prime, how much power are you generating? 83. Not bad.
Construction complete.
What do we got? Fact Secundus has finished its construction queue. Let's upgrade the hydroponics farm.
Research
And then I think for these last 2 tiles, we'll put 2 more power plants. Research complete. Ooh, Tachyon Lances are done. Baby. Oh, there it is. Ascension Theory. Nice. That is good frickin' timing, if I do say so. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Ascension Theory, rare technology. Our history is a repeating cycle of dramatic technological, political, and cultural leaps. These leaps are often preceded by periods of upheaval and followed by times of relative stability. By identifying the core, recurring premises of these leaps, we may be able to effectively short-circuit the cycle for our own benefit. So, we'll queue this up. 76 months for that to finish. That's perfect because we got 33 months for our next tradition pick, which will give us our 7th Ascension perk, and then that 8th one will be done when we finish that Ascension Theory technology. So yeah, I am in way less of a hurry to get that Galactic Contenders, I believe it is. Yeah, Galactic Contender. We'll get that last once we complete the Ascension Theory technology, but once we get our last tradition, we'll do Galactic Wonders. That will give us access to the Dyson Sphere, We can definitely use one of those. That's about it, I think. Like, technological ascendancy would be pretty decent, but it has way better use in the earlier game. Still gives you an extra 10% plus 10% research bonus, even in the late game. So I mean, that's a decent bonus. But I'm not too concerned about it. We have bigger matters to worry about. Galactic force projection would also be pretty good, because that would give us another roughly, what are we sitting at, 411. That would give us about another 50% naval capacity, which is pretty good. So that would also be a nice one. But we definitely need those Dyson spheres. I would say the Circle of Life would be awesome, so that we can get ring worlds. But in order to get it, we would first need to get Voidborn, so that we can build habitats. And I do not think that I would even bother building a habitat. Ring worlds are amazing, but I don't think we'd get enough use out of it. So we're just going to go straight for a Dyson sphere. It'll take a long time to build even one. Maybe if maybe once we're done getting kinetic artillery, we'll do the living metal research project, and hopefully that will help improve later sections of the Dyson sphere. Enough babbling, let's let time continue. We need to finish doing what we're doing. Now, while that's going on, we also need to look for a good system to build said Dyson sphere, and I think I just found it. This system, we're getting 2 minerals from an orbital station in this system that we're looking at right now, but that is because it's coming from an asteroid, and asteroids are definitely replaceable. Okay, so we're going to replace this building with a power plant as well. There we go. Okay, what else finished? Fact Tertius probably just finished his planetary capital. So heritage site, please and thank you. And then we'll upgrade this hydroponics. Oh, sorry, no. I am on drugs. We're replacing the hydroponics farm. Oops, no, not that. Paradise Dome, that's what we want. And then we are going to build the energy grid right there, followed by upgrading this to a physics lab. And then we'll build a basic science lab on that tile. There we go. Okay.
Construction complete.
Spaceport of Factually, and then Fact Secundus has finished its queue. So let's upgrade this hydroponics farm one last time. And then we will simply build power plants on these last 2 tiles. Power plant and power plant. Okay, we're getting there. What do we got? Rivalry. The Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom has declared the Jomar Star Hunters their rival. So that means these guys that have claimed a big section of the galaxy to our west by stomping on the Quapulchi systems and the Visari Star Core, they have declared these guys the Jomar Star Hunters, which was one of the few fanatic purifiers in the galaxy. They are now rivals, so hopefully they go to war with each other. Look at the Valdari mediators colonizing way over here. All right, what do we got? Non-Aggression Pact, Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom, and the United Relthak Pact. So these guys that just declared these guys their rival have now just entered a non-aggression pact with these guys. And we've got the Great Kundan Coalition and the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom in a non-aggression pact as well. So the people that we are actually starting to get nice to are starting to be nice to each other as well. Mutual rivals, rivals with allies, repugnant ruler. I can't believe we still have a repugnant ruler. What do we got? Factception has finished its construction queue. Okay, let's upgrade that power plant, baby. That way it'll be a grade 2 power plant once that pop is done growing on it. What do we got here? The Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom. We would not want to drag your people into a conflict, but it is clear that we would benefit from joining together against possible threats. See, this is tricky. I'd rather we kind of just be left alone, because if one of these awakened empires goes to war with this guy, it'll drag us into war along with them. So it could very well be that the awakened empire comes after us before we're truly ready to deal with it. Huh. Tough decision. However, by declining, if the Awakened Empire declared war on us, I'm going to agree, and I'll tell you why. If the Savage Caste Reclaimers are the ones that declare war on us, it's very likely that, you know, if they declare war on us specifically, it'll automatically declare war on the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom, which is right next to them. So it is very, very possible. Actually, I want to say it's very likely that they will target them first. And while they're busy slaughtering them over here, it'll continue to give us time to build up our defenses, work on that Dyson sphere that we desperately need, build up our fleets to comparable power. I don't know. It's tit for tat. If the Valdari mediators declared war on us, well, or it could be, you know, the Valdari mediators declare war on the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom, and to get to them, they got to, you know, I mean, they could jump through these guys right here if they so felt like it, but they'd probably have to be at war with all of them. However, I don't know. Let's see. The United Rothak Pact has broken their non-aggression pact right after it was established. Screw you guys, we're going home. I wonder if that had something to do with the fact that the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom entered a defensive pact with us, but the United Rothak Pact doesn't like us. If I recall right, they don't like us. Yeah, see, -243, because we are rivaling them, if I recall right. Yeah, it's because we're rivaling them. So as soon as that happened, they're like, "Fuck you guys." Ooh, this system would be pretty good for a Dyson sphere as well. It's just the one planet. We might lose those 2 minerals being generated from that orbital station, but it'd be worth it. For a Dyson sphere? Absolutely. Okay, so this guy has obviously migrated here, so we're going to plop him down on that power plant. This guy, we're going to move, and let's put you on... Ooh, let's put you on this tile down here. Start building another power plant there. There we go. So this would be a good system to build a Dyson sphere as well. The main thing we want to watch out for is systems that have habitable worlds, and good habitable worlds, good potential habitable worlds. Like this one here, it's 11 tiles. It's an 11-tile tomb world. Pretty crappy. So a Dyson sphere here wouldn't be too bad. And the reason for that is when you build a Dyson sphere, it's essentially building a big structure around the entire star. This is a 15-tile tundra world. Ooh, what's this planet modifier? Ooh, plus 20% energy credits. This might not be a bad one to colonize, even though it's only a 15-tile world. It wouldn't be too bad. So let's colonize it. Let's terraform this into a desert world. 1,800 days for that to finish. See, if we did a Dyson sphere... And, anyways, what was I talking about? When you build a Dyson sphere in a system, all of the planets in that system change from... For example, this is a... if there were, like, molten worlds or anything like that... or if there were like habitable worlds that were, say, a desert or tundra or even ocean or something like that, they get turned from any of those types of planets. They're all turned into either frozen or barren worlds because you're essentially covering the sun with a whole bunch of solar panels and blocking the light because you're harnessing its energy. So all of those planets in the system are no longer being heated by their main heat source. So boom, they freeze. You know what? I think what we're going to do is just say F it. Let's upgrade all these primitive factories to mining networks because I'm probably going to build some on it anyways. I can also build a mineral processing plant over there. Where do I want to put a mining silo or mineral silo though? I don't really know. We'll figure that one out later. No panic on that. Okay, so here we go. Power plants, upgrade please. So yeah, you don't want to build a Dyson sphere in a system that has habitable worlds that you want to go for. For example, if we built a Dyson sphere in this system, that would be dumb because we've got Erimidon 3 here. It's a 22-tile desert world that we terraformed from a tomb world. If we build a Dyson sphere here, it'll be either a barren world or a frozen world, and we won't be able to colonize it anymore. That would just be a huge freaking waste. And the other thing too is ring worlds. You don't want to do a similar thing. Ring worlds are better off being constructed in a system that has nothing of value in it, I want to say. For example, the Faragon system would be really good for a ring world. The reason for that is when you build a ring world, any stellar bodies besides the star in the ring world system disappear. So if you build it in a system that has some orbital stations, for example, let's take a look at this. Is that the ZIT system? The ZIT system? Really? Oh, ZIF. So if we built a ring world in this system, we would lose this one research station, and we would lose this one mineral mining station. So we would lose the resources we get from that. Now, the argument for that can be you could still build a ring world in this system, and the fact that you're essentially getting 4 25-tile Gaia worlds, the production on a single one of those one of those ring world sections drastically outpaces a single fucking 3 points of engineering research from a research station. You can just build like 2 engineering labs. You can build a whole section of nothing but engineering labs, 25 engineering labs, and you know, you're more than making up for it. By the time that section has all of its pops, all of its tiles with fully grown pops on it, you've more than made up for it. I simply just don't really like to do that, but I suppose that's just personal preference. But you definitely don't want to construct a ring world in a system that has like planets you are thinking of either colonizing or terraforming for future colonization and that kind of stuff. I would say you don't want to do it if you have orbital stations in there that are giving you strategic resources. Definitely. I think that is dumb. If you're just doing it in a system and you're losing, you know, just like a couple energy credits per month or a couple minerals or even just a few points of science and whatnot, I don't really think that's a huge deal. But if you're losing a strategic resource, I think that's pretty dumb. Let's do the collective self. Empire leader capacity +2. That's pretty good. And +1 additional influence from factions. Okay, so now we have the auto-curating vault that I spoke of. And we have 13 months left to get our last tradition, to the point where Unity doesn't freaking matter anymore. So, this is such a waste. Oh, man. Yeah. Do I even want to build this? Like, let's do the math here, folks, okay? It's the 6th day of the 9th month in 2359. We have 13 months left to get our next tradition. So that's going to be at the very start of the 10th month in 2360. We will get our last tradition pick in the domination tree. That'll be our last tradition pick ever. We'll get our 7th Ascension perk. But here's the thing. To upgrade this Hypercoms forum to an auto-curating vault, it would take 320 days. Which is just under 11 months. So, I mean, is it really worth building it? It wasn't even worth researching it. I knew that going in, and yet I still bothered with it. Screw it. Whatever. We wasted the time to research the technology. Let's waste the time to build the damn building. We're generating 646.9 Unity per month. So let's go ahead and take a look how much this gives us once we build the auto-curating vault. I'm also kind of curious because the Hypercoms forum by default generates 16.44 Unity on this tile, on this planet. when the base building only generates 6, I'm kind of curious to see how much we get. Like, just how much unity are we going to get from the auto-curating vault? Even though as soon as it's built, we're pretty much going to replace it with some other crap. Ooh, what do we got here? Esteemed King Truckazeg. A decade ago, the nation of McGruber pledged to support the artisan troupe, and so you have. The time of your patronage is coming to an end, but we would be remiss not to ask. Would you care to renew your subscription to the finest arts and crafts in the galaxy? Yes, I do want to. This will maintain our big Unity boost. It's a deal. So, by the end of the year 2360, this particular Empire build will have done its job. It will have completed what it was meant to do. We'll have all of the traditions, and we'll have all of our, like, because of it, we'll have all of our Ascension perks. Now, unfortunately, this also means that the One Vision Ascension perk is now a waste. That is my one complaint about this Empire build, is that this One Vision pick. That is why I much prefer technological ascendancy in any other game type and whatnot. But for the sake of just rushing these traditions and getting our Ascension perks, we did get a lot of Ascension perks really early in the game, which is nothing to scoff at. It's fairly powerful to do that early on in the game. Okay, so this guy's almost done. I feel like being a plebe, excuse me, and let's just build another power plant for this guy. Put him on here. Boop, there you go. Slowly but steadily improving that energy generation per month. Right now we're sitting at 13, and a decent amount of that, I think an okay amount of that, once the capacity overload edicts on some planets wears out, I think we'll see that drop. And we might even go in the negative. Latium Prime. Let's see. Yandu's Prime. Menchib Prime. Elthior Prime. Menchib Prime seems to be generating the most energy credits, so capacity overload, increase that by another 10. Not a big deal. More is more, though. And more of stuff is good. Stuff is good, but more stuff is more good. Did that make any sense whatsoever? Because it didn't to me when I said it out loud.
Construction complete.
All right, what do we got here? Factception is now done. It's construction queue. Oh, okay. Let's see. Do we have which pop is current? Oh, this guy. Okay. Let's just upgrade these to mining network 2s. That way, if we forget about Factception, any pops that grow on it will show up on these tiles with these mining networks, which is fine. Let's take a look at a couple of our other planets. Fact Secundus, that's finishing up. Factception, that's one we just looked at. Fact Tertius, we just started that power plant. Ooh, here we go. Heritage Site. I can't believe I missed that one. What do we got going on now? Fact Tertius, let's build that power plant. Should be getting close to a planetary capital. I think we need 2 more pops. Yes, we do. Ugh. I still feel, look, okay, we got 50 days, and then that's done.
Construction complete.
4 months, and then we get our last. What do we got here? We traded them monthly dark matter. Okay, so that's done with. And there we go. Fact Secundus is pretty much finished. Okay. So there's a little over 15 minutes left in tonight's stream. I'm just going to stop after the 2-hour mark. I need to try and get a decent night's sleep for once. Look at this. 22 days. This is just so comically amusing. Okay, so remember, the hypercoms form 16.44 Unity every month. And I'm pretty sure that's universal. Yeah, 16.44 on this hypercoms form as well. So yeah, and our hydroponics farms, which generate 1 thing of Unity, we're getting 2.74 points of Unity from each hydroponics farm. Ooh, what do we got? The military stations in the Cantharum system are done. Perfect. Okay, so let's take that construction ship. Where is he? There he is. Let's just have him return. And I do believe we have at least one spaceport that needs some upgrading. Yep, that would be the one in the Catharum system. So let's upgrade it. Excuse me. Since I fully expect this planet to get invaded and whatnot, or be one of the first casualties of invasion, we're going to build some armies. We're just going to max out the capacity of armies that we can garrison on this planet, which is 25, because it's a 25-tile planet. Okay, now, Catharum, we can upgrade to the planetary administration. That'll allow us to build the heritage site, which we're demolishing in about 2 months anyways. Actually, we won't even build a heritage site on that planet, will we? McGruber. There we go. Auto-curating vault, done. Okay, now look. It generates 10 Unity by itself, and instead of a plus 10% bonus to extra Unity generation on the planet, like at the Hypercoms form, plus 10% Unity generation throughout the entire Empire. The auto-curating vault, because of our Empire build, we're getting 27.40 Unity per month from this one building. Look at this Empire Capital Complex, 10.96. It should only be generating 4. This Energy Nexus, 5.48 Unity per month. Crazy, 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 crazy. So that jumped up our Unity generation by about another 20 points, I want to say. It was a pretty decent amount. So now we'll let the last 3 days in this month go. Boop. There we go. Okay. Yeah, see, we're still done this next tradition in 2 months. What a stupid chain of events that was. I should not have bothered getting that auto-curating vault, but you know what? Getting rid of it so it never pops up again later doesn't sit right with me, but it's fine. So we're not going to build any heritage sites. There's no point in upgrading our autochthon monuments anymore. And getting heritage sites or getting hypercoms forms or any of that jazz. And as I say that, the heritage site on, let's see, 18 days. Oh, perfect. So the heritage site on Factually will be finished just in time for the 1 month left to get our final tradition. Brilliant! Oh, boy.
Construction complete.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, we are going to plop you here. You know what? Let's get the energy grid going. Do I want this planet? Yeah, we'll do a couple power plants. So we'll do an energy grid there. Get out of the way. And then... what else do we want? We don't have... Wow, I just realized we don't have a Paradise Dome on this planet yet. That's crazy. Okay, let's do a Paradise Dome over here. Boop. And we'll put this guy on it because it's going to take a while to build that. It's going to take a while for that pop to grow. And next to the planetary capital, we'll do some power plants. We're going to leave these guys on the science tiles. Once construction is done of those power plants, we'll know. We'll move them. And we can upgrade this to a physics lab. And there it is, the last tradition pick. Yeah, perfect timing. Protection racket, there we go. Okay, so, first things first, boop, we are going to do Galactic Wonders. Are you sure you want to select Galactic Wonders? You're dang right I do. Okay, so, let us go back to where we decided... Farragon, here it is. Okay, so... wait, what? There's 2 systems named Farragon. And they're practically right next to each other. Do you see that? There's one up here, Farragon. And there's one down here, Farragon. Okay. Anyways, jeez, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't want to have it so close to like the fringes of our empire that an invading force just walks right in and blows the crap out of it right away. Oh, why don't I have... Wow, I do not have orbital stations in this system. What is wrong with me? Go fix that problem right now, please. Okay, and meanwhile... Ooh, this looks... Oh, this will be perfect. Okay, this is kind of in the core. They would have to get through some stuff. They'd have to... This would take a while to get to. A few jumps. Okay, so we're going to build megastructure. Oh, wait. Shoot. All those planetary edicts that we enacted a little while ago is coming back to bite us in the ass. We are lacking a bunch of influence. Son of a gun. That's okay. Let's get this guy in position. So we're going to do it in the Fourier system. That is where we will build our first Dyson sphere. Actually, the Borbo system would be good too, because there's nothing useful in there. Yeah, we'll do it in the Borbo system. That's actually a pretty good idea, because it's right next to one... Well, it's right next to Epsilon Indy. And then we've also got Menchib, which is close by as well. So there's at least 2 spaceports that can build ships and reinforce the defenses around the Dyson sphere pretty quickly. I can't believe this Afris system, we have not exploited that. I feel quite dumb. Okay, so... I think the theme behind tonight's episode is simply mistakes were made. We are not upgrading this to a heritage site. In fact, we're going to get rid of this. Let's do the Paradise Dome right here. And then we can do... Ooh. Where do we do the energy grid? Oh, we'll do that over here. This is a good spot for it. Plop you down on that tile. And then you can go to this tile. Let's do a power plant. And... Sure, where else? Let's go to this tile and do a power plant here. There we go. How is this spaceport doing? Still upgrading. Probably because I'm pausing the bloody game so much. Let's see. Okay, upgrade this to an engineering facility. Upgrade this to a physics lab. There we go. Okay. Well, after the events of several things in this particular stream, yeah, coming up on the end of it here, about 10 minutes, maybe 15, if I lose track of time. Oh, what just happened? We have allowed you to move about freely on our territory for too long. Today we draw the line. Okay, I don't even know who you are. Oh, it's these little dinky guys way over here with a single system to themselves. Yeah, I don't care, dude. You closed your borders to me. Oh no, I can't explore your lone system. Whatever will I do? I don't know.
Construction.
Oh, look here, Stebnar, continental world, 15 tiles. Yeah, why don't we go ahead... Oh, what's the planet modifier? Ugh, reduced habitability and growth speed. Kind of crappy. Oh, it looked like the planet was within our borders, but I guess it wasn't. Alright, factception is done. Okay, we need to go back through all of our old worlds and replace all of these heritage sites and anything else that exists strictly for Unity generation. So, hypercoms forums, heritage sites... Art monuments, we need to get rid of them. Because there is no reason to be generating Unity anymore. Now that we are complete all of the traditions. We're still generating 691 every month, which is pretty crazy. But we have no reason to be doing that. Okay. Well, it's kind of unfortunate that that's the case, but, you know, whatever. Let's see. Joining optimizations, improved energy initiative. That's not too bad. Share the burden? No. We don't have any resources and we don't have any slaves yet, so that doesn't really matter. The Grand Fleet, that's a good edict to have at all times. Can't use Map the Stars. Map the Stars is really good, but it takes forever to get, which I don't like. Okay, so McGruber, the auto-curating vault that we just freaking got. Yeah, I knew this was going to happen. I don't care. Did it anyways. Like I said, mistakes were made. Okay, so we're just going to put a plain power plant on McGruber, and then Kaiser Colony. This is the first in a long line of planets that have reduced mineral production from the planetary modifier here. So we're going to replace most of these with power plants. Where is the Hypercoms form? I can't. There it is. Okay, Hypercoms form. We're going to replace you with a power plant. And then replace these hydroponics farms with power plants. So by getting rid of the hydroponics farms, that will reduce our monthly cost. And by building power plants, it'll increase our monthly generation. So this should have a significant impact on our energy credits. Hopefully we don't completely destroy ourselves by having no food generated anymore either. That would really suck. So this one's going to be a power plant as well. Oh wait, Kaiser 2. I can make that. No, that's going to be a mining network. Replace mining network. There we go. So that'll make use of the one mineral on that tile as well. Epsilon Indy Prime. What do we want to do here? Let's make that a mining network. And then the Hypercoms form is sitting on a fat nothing, and the art monument is sitting on a fat nothing as well. Yeah, let's make these mining networks. Okay, Latium Prime. Nothing. Hypercoms form is sitting on a blank slate. We can make these mining networks as well. Where there should be an art monument on this planet. I seem to recall putting one on Latium Prime. Oh, there it is. Okay, and then mining network. I can build a mineral silo on this planet? Huh. I didn't realize I never built a mineral silo. Let's go ahead and do that. Why not? Screw it. And then, yeah, News Prime. This has to be a power plant because these have to be power plants because the mineral generation is reduced on News Prime. This is one of the other planets that has crappy mineral generation. So you know what? Let's change these guys out. I want that science. I want that science lab operable. And then where? Okay, so that was the the art monument and the hydroponics farm. Now the hypercoms form power plant. Okay, Menchib Prime. There's the art monument. This is another planet that has crappy mineral production, so these are going to be power plants. And this hydroponics farm, also a power plant. And the hypercoms forum, also a power plant. There we go. Elthier Prime, this is already taken care of. Don't got to worry about anything there. Fact Prime. Oh, wait. No. That's a lie. I'm sorry. I lied. We need to get rid of the art monument here. And there's the hypercoms forum. Okay, what do we want to build here? We got 115 minerals with only 6 energy being generated on this planet. Really? How are we generating 6 energy? Huh. Pretty crazy. Well, we have a few power plants. Let's just build a couple more power plants. There's no bonuses on these tiles already, so power plants are okay, I guess. Well, besides, we've already got several mining networks replacing some of these buildings. Fact Prime, what do we got? Ooh, let's do a couple power plants here. Right there, on that hypercoms form, and then there's no art monument, so that's fine. Fact Secundus, we've got a hypercoms forum to replace with a power plant. Apparently we're generating no minerals on Fact Secundus, which is fine. Factception, that's already been queued for replacement. fact, Tertius. What do we got here? Let's do another power plant. There we go. And then factually, we're replacing this with another power plant. There we go. And Cantharum Central. We are upgrading to a... Or sorry, we're replacing with a Paradise Dome. That's fine. McGruber. Back to McGruber. Making sure that we're getting rid of everything. The auto-curating vault is being replaced. Why do I feel like I missed something, though? I can't help but feel like I missed something. I got that one. Kaiser Colony, Kaiser 2. I'm glad I looked. The Hypercoms forum on Kaiser 2 is what I missed. So we're going to do a mining network here. This is being changed into a mining network as well. Do I have an energy nexus on this planet? No. I don't think I do. Oh, I do. It's right there. So why do I... Okay. I only have one power plant on this planet. Huh. Part of me kind of wants to change that, but you know what? We'll just leave it. That's fine. Okay. Get those two more thingies there going. Okay. And Art Monument being replaced. Hypercoms being replaced. Okay. Back to Exelon Indy Prime. And I know that these are all quote-unquote correct. Okay. So I think that'll sum it up for this episode. We got 4 months left for Kinetic Artillery. 40 months for Ascension Theory. Still, our planets are replacing all of those Unity-producing buildings with more useful shite right now. We got to wait for the influence to build up before we can start constructing that Dyson sphere. It's going to take a bit. It'll be at least 2 years because we're only generating about 5. Just a little bit over 5 influence per month. Excuse me. Yeah, that's fine. What's going on this planet? Have these guys nuked themselves? Amazingly, no. Okay. Technological enlightenment. Yeah, I don't really feel like doing that.
Construction complete.
What the? Oh, this would be all the power plants that just finished. Okay, so I'm just going to upgrade a couple of them. And then this planetary administration needs to be a planetary capital once and for all. Okay, upgrade that one. And this one. Upgrade, please. And then this one here. Upgrade as well. Okay, so we've got our construction ship lined up in the Borbo system, orbiting the Class G star, ready to build a Dyson sphere once we have the necessary funding. Our total mineral storage is 60,000, so we can hold more than enough minerals to build each section of the Dyson sphere. We just got to build it up. It'll take a while. Okay, so this is actually pretty decent timing. Living metal. Newtonian materials would be really good right now too. But let's get living metal. This should improve our megastructure build speed, so it'll help with the construction of our Dyson sphere. All right, and then yeah, like I said, for our last Ascension perk, I was thinking of going Master Builders earlier, like in our previous episode. I talked about it, going with the Master Builders, but you know what? I do believe we're going to have a War in Heaven event going on here because there's 2 awakened empires of opposite ethos. One of them is xenophilic and the other is xenophobic. So I think Galactic Contender is the way to go. We've already got Defender of the Galaxy, which is pretty cool for dealing with endgame crises, and this increased everyone's opinion of us by plus 20, so made it less likely for them to hate our guts and just go to war with us for no reason. So yeah, I think it would only be... It just seems to make a little bit of sense to be able to go after these, or be able to increase our chances of taking on these awakened empires now as well. Okay, so let's upgrade the mining network first. We don't need to upgrade the mineral silo. It's doing its job. Now this one, upgrade that one, and screw it, upgrade that one afterwards. Not much point. It doesn't have a pop on it yet, but that's okay. And upgrade those two. You know what? I'm going to move this guy because I want this engineering lab working right now. And the power plant, less concerned about that right now. So some buildings that generate Unity, they're still useful to have. The Paradise Dome generates additional happiness on the planet. Increases planet happiness by 5%. So that's a decent building to have. It also produces quite a good amount of food. Its base food production is 5, so it's a good reason to keep that. The Energy Nexus, if you have a couple power plants on that planet, still a good idea to keep the Energy Nexus. So we're going to keep that, obviously. And then the Frontier Hospital, we could probably... It's good to keep the additional...
Construction complete.
It's mostly just for the additional growth speed, which if all the tiles have a pop on them, there's no room left to grow. You don't really need it anymore. So we could just replace that, I think, with a biolab or something. Now the downside of doing that is that the Frontier Hospital produces a decent amount of society research on its own. If you recall that tile, which frickin' planet were we just looking at? I think that was like Epsilon Indi Prime. Something like that. Latium Prime. Yandu's Prime. I can't remember. I'll find it when I don't need to talk about it anymore. Guaranteed. Yeah, here it is. So yeah, the Frontier Hospital by itself, 4 society research. So we're getting 7 off of this tile. Because the Frontier Hospital is generating 4. The tile already producing 1. We've got the erudite trait, which is plus 20 additional science generation across all 3 science trees from our main species. There's also an observatory in the spaceport, and because this pop is just so dang happy, it's got another 15% coming from that. So we're getting 7.25 from this pop. Now, if we change this and made it a biolab, the biolab 3, I believe it'd be a grade 3 biolab, yeah. It would be generating, let me think here. Biolab 1 would be generating 2, biolab 2, 3, 4. It would, okay, so yeah. We should go back and replace Frontier Hospitals. Any Frontier Hospitals on a planet that is fully grown, we're going to go back and replace them with biolabs, because the biolab 3 will produce as much society research as this Frontier Hospital, but it'll also be generating 1 point in physics and 1 point in engineering research, which is far more useful right now than this 1 point of Unity that the Frontier Hospital is generating, considering Unity is now useless. Now look, with all those buildings we just replaced, our Unity generation has completely tanked from the 680 that every month that it was. It's now down to 386. So yeah, replacing all those Unity buildings made a significant difference, especially that auto-curating vault and those art monuments. Those definitely had a massive impact. Oh, geez. Okay, let's take a look at these. Okay, we got 3 power plants. Let's upgrade these 2 first, because there's fully grown pops on them. And then we'll upgrade these ones. And then lastly, we got these ones as well. We'll upgrade these 2 first because they have fully grown pops, and then we'll do that one. Which this guy is actually finishing up pretty shortly anyways. Pretty close, I think. 67 out of 76 and 1.71 growth per month. Yep, he'll be done pretty shortly. Okay, too much talking out of my mouth. I'm sure you guys are sick of me by now. It's like, Moby, end the video already. God, shut up. I want to shut it off and go to bed. Okay, the other thing we have to do in the next episode is we need to reform our government. Now, being a fanatic pacifist, we've got this +4 core sector systems, but we've also got this +40% monthly unity. There's not much we can do about that right now. This will require us messing around with our factions, which we don't have. We have 2 factions for xenophobe and pacifist ethos already. So we need other factions to pop up somehow. One way we can do that is we can gene tailor our species once again. We can modify all of them so that instead of non-adaptive, we can get rid of non-adaptive and make it so that they are deviants. And that will decrease governing ethics attraction, make it more likely that a faction, like a materialist faction or something, will pop up. And then we have to somehow embrace that faction. But first things first, we need to reform our government. We'll keep it a monarchy for now. And we need to get rid of these civics. We no longer need agrarian idle because that makes our farms produce unity. We don't need unity. Inward perfection. Bonus unity generation. We don't need unity. So, you know, we can get rid of all that. In fact, why don't we just do that right now? So let's get rid of agrarian idle, inward perfection. What can we get? Philosopher King, +2 ruler skill levels. Terrible. Police state, -20 unrest. Terrible. Environmentalist, consumer goods cost, -20%. Not too bad. Cutthroat politics, monthly influence +1. This would be a really good one to pick. Efficient bureaucracy, +2 core sector systems. Terrible. Functional architecture, -15% building cost. Terrible. Aristocratic elite, governor recruitment cost, -50%. And empire leader capacity, +4. Yeah, not too bad. That big increase in empire leader capacity could come in handy. We'd be able, and the massive reduction in governor recruitment costs, excuse me, wouldn't be too bad. So let's go. Honestly, efficient bureaucracy also wouldn't be too bad either. I'm wondering if we should go environmentalist though, because that will probably see our mineral production shoot up a bit here once we reform this government, because our consumer goods cost will be reduced. So let's do cutthroat politics, and ooh, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of good ones here that we just can't pick yet. Ugh. Distinguished Admiralty. That would be a really good one. Let's see. Idealistic Foundation? No, then we have to be egalitarian. Technocracy would be great once we became materialist. Increase our research alternatives, but not necessary. Meritocracy. That wouldn't be too bad, but we'd have to change our government type from monarchy. We'd have to change our authority, which we don't really need to worry about. Honestly, I think our best pick out of this bunch is environmentalist, because Philosopher King is just bleh. Who cares? Police state. There's no unrest in our entire empire, so we don't need that. Inward perfection is now useless. Agrarian idle is now useless. Efficient bureaucracy. We're fanatic pacifists. Maybe once we lose the pacifist ethos, yes, we'll take efficient bureaucracy. Otherwise, we'll be over the maximum limit of core sector systems allowed. Functional architecture, reducing building cost. Who cares? Look at our mineral production. Doesn't freaking matter. And aristocratic elite. Let me take a look here. Our maximum capacity is 16 liters. That would increase it. If we took aristocratic elite, that would increase it to 20. We could get more science ships and scientists. Actually, we can do that right now. We'll do that when we come back in the next episode. We'll get more science ships with scientists assisting research on planets to improve our science production, as well as improve the happiness on those planets. So improving production across the board. If we went aristocratic elite, it would also still have room for getting a few governors on some of these planets to improve the production of other things. We have 2 governors with agrarian upbringing. That is awful. So you know what? We'll leave that for when we come back. That'll be for another day. I'm going to save the game again just to be sure that I did it. New stream games. Agree. So yeah, when we come back, we're going to finalize our reformed government with the change in the civic picks. Now that the 2 starting civics we began with, which were Inward Perfection and Agrarian Idol, they are now useless. So we're going to change those out and try to start working and we're going to gene tailor our species as well to make them deviants, to reduce governing ethics attraction, which we really need right now. We don't want them being pacifist all the time. So yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. Not a lot happening, kind of like in the last episode. Nothing crucial going on, but still finalizing the interior improvements to our empire. We don't really have any room to expand, so we're just focusing on improving and maximizing the production of what we have now. There are definitely still some planets within our empire that we could colonize and settle on and start having produce additional resources for us and whatnot. But I think we have our goals for the short term set already. We need to secure the borders, build some choke point systems with those military stations that we designed in case one of these awakened empires gets really mad at us. And we also need to start building that Dyson sphere. Anyways, one sec, I got a sneeze coming. Excuse me. Anyways, so yeah, those of you who came by and watched this live on Twitch, thank you very much for swinging by. Check out my YouTube channel, Mobius Y Canadian Gaming. Pretty easy to find. Similar title as the name of my Twitch channel. And for those of you watching on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Give the video a like, leave a comment below. And also, if you would like to see more Stellaris Console Edition content, subscribe to the channel. I have 2 playlists. This one is going to be in the Let's Play Stellaris Console. And I've also got one for Stellaris Console's tips and strategies. Check that one out. Got things like empire build ideas. I've also got things like going over tips, covering things like civic picks and species traits, blah, blah, blah. I have ideas for more stuff I would like to put in the Stellaris Console tips and strategies playlist. I just need to... Oh, how do I word this? I need to get a game to a certain point where it can have the visual aid to what I am talking about, so that it gives clear understanding of why you would want to do this. Anyways, furthermore, if you're watching on YouTube, check out the links in the description below. You'll find my Twitch channel, which I streamed this off of. Come on by that. Watch the live show. I stream to Stellaris Console every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It would be great to see some of you guys there watching live, helping me make decisions with our empire building in this game and future stream games. Also, you'll find a link to my Discord channel, which is a Discord for specifically my YouTube, so you can talk about anything that you've seen on my YouTube and whatnot. But lately it's been piling up with people who play Stellaris Console Edition content. So if you would like to talk with other people who play Stellaris Console, maybe set up some multiplayer games, talk about game mechanics, ask questions, check out the link to the Discord channel below. And lastly, my Twitter feed is also in the description below. Give me a follow. I post things about when I'm going live, also when I have to postpone or cancel streams, and ideas for upcoming projects and whatnot. I will post there. It's also a really good way to get in touch with me. So yeah, a little over 2 hours, 2 hours and 15, 2 hours and 20 minutes tonight. And considering that I was on time, I'm kind of happy with that. Alright, well, thanks everybody for dropping by or watching this video. Really appreciate it. This is Mobius Y signing off. You all have a great night, and I hope to see you again real soon. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the week.